I don't know if you can hear my cat is on one again, just when I'm trying to film. Hi everyone, my name is Natasha. If you haven't been here before, I recently started YouTube. I have 2 videos up already, so if you haven't watched them, please give those a watch. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Follow me on my social media, it is linked in the description box below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Film another intro. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to get over a breakup. I just want to say that I'm not qualified. There are some amazing videos on YouTube here with tips on how to get over a breakup. I know because when I was going through mine, I was searching YouTube constantly, just trying to find answers. So just because of my experiences, I'm just gonna go through what I think helps you get over a breakup. I also, first of all, want to say thank you for my 12 subscribers. I know it's 12 and it seems like nothing, but it's not to me. I'm so thankful. Anybody watching my videos or anybody liking, it just means the world, because I'm only new on here and it's very fresh and I'm just really happy, so thank you. Also, if this reaches just one person, I'm happy, because I know how hard it is to get over a breakup. So I'm going to be doing this in steps. I have 5 steps. I have my book here for reference, just so I don't go off on tangents as I always do. So I'm going to be starting with step 1, which is feel it. What I mean by this is, don't suppress your feelings, because that is what I did. That's a mistake I made. I know it's a mistake that many of us make because we don't want to deal with the pain. We don't want to face the pain of a breakup. So we suppress it and we act like we're okay. All that is doing is prolonging your pain. So the more you suppress it, the longer it's going to take overall for you to get over it. If you've already done this, don't panic. It's definitely a very natural reaction. You get defensive in a way. I definitely did, and I thought, you know what, like, I don't even need to stress about this. And I spent so much time doing that it took months then for it to actually hit me, where I could have got that out of the way at the start. It is completely fine to feel broken, to feel upset, to cry. If you want to cry on the sofa with 10 bottles of wine and laying in your own stank like you haven't washed for weeks, that's fine. Just editing and realised that I said lay on the sofa and drink 10 bottles of wine, which is fine. Do not phone or text your ex when you're drunk though, because I did. Again, so many mistakes. Just wanted to pop that in there because drinking is dangerous territory when you're not over them. Just knock your phone off, or maybe you have a friend keep it, or just put it in a drawer somewhere if you're gonna drink. Just some more advice. That is fine. That's a natural reaction, and you need to feel that. Feel the pain. You've just lost someone. It is like a bereavement. You know, this person was once everything to you, your best friend, your confidant, you know, all of that stuff, and now they're gone. So obviously you're going to feel the void. So just allow yourself to really feel it. Cry it out. If you want to throw some plates, throw some plates. Or anything that you need to do to get those emotions out for you to be able to process it properly. So yeah, anything you need to do. Put sad songs on. I remember doing like a shower scene of Toni Braxton and Break My Heart and crying in a ball in a corner. When I finally admitted to myself that it was over. Just do anything you need to do. It's going to help you so much in the long run, I promise. Okay, so step 2. I didn't know where to put this one just because you need to be fully ready to do this one. And this one can be insanely tough. The second one is no contact, which means blocking, which is not harsh. It's not harsh. It is necessary for you to get over this. So blocking deleting numbers, photos, if you've got photos of you two, just cleanse, get rid of everything. And I mean everything. If you've got their belongings, get one of your friends to drop them off or just leave them outside their house. If it's too painful for you to go to their house, then I'm sure you'll have people that can take them for you. Or you can just leave them outside your house and your ex can pick them up. But you have to be so ready for this, because I was a lunatic after the breakup. I looked like a mug. I kept blocking and blocking. This is what I mean. You don't want to do that either. Again, if you've already done this, don't panic. Not all is lost. But you have this like knee-jerk reaction. How dare they leave me? I'm amazing. And you are. You are amazing. Remember that. You're better than that. Somebody doesn't want to be in your life, then they shouldn't be in your life. They shouldn't have access to your life. But you have this knee-jerk reaction of, again, being defensive, like, I'm going to block them, they've left me, how dare they? After a few days, you start to get upset again, and you're like, what if I've blocked them and they've tried contacting me? Don't fall into this trap, because they probably haven't contacted you. If they have and they want to speak to you, they're going to find other means other than your phone. Do you know what I mean? You know, they could come to your house. Also, even if they do contact you and you've broken up, it's good to have a cooling off period after your breakup. So some people do end up back together, but there was obviously something fundamentally wrong for you two to split up in the first place, right? So you both need to go away and do the necessary work so you can be better together again. If it's just one of those things where you've broken up after a heated argument, and it's something you do regularly and you know they're going to be back, I wouldn't stay in a relationship like that. I was in a relationship like that, and you're just in a cycle that never ends. But I mean, you know, everyone's different. I'm just saying, if it's a clean breakup, if it's, you know it's over, then no contact. You don't need to be seeing their social media. You don't need to be seeing what they're doing. They're not in your life anymore. They don't have access to you. They shouldn't have access to you. They chose not to be in your life for whatever reason. So yeah, definitely don't be looking on their social media and obsessing over what they're doing. You know, a lot of people move on too fast, they rebound, and then you're heartbroken because you're like, oh, they love this person, you know, they've got with someone else. You don't need that toxicity in your life, in your soul. This is your journey, not theirs. Your journey is you just starting over again, and that's scary. You know, you've had this person in your life for however long, and they're gone, and you have to start again. But just remember, they are gone, so you don't need to see them or hear about them. Tell your friends not to tell you anything about them. This is your time to process what's happened and to just try and go past it. So yeah, but only do this step when you know in yourself that you're going to keep them like blocked and keep them out of your life. If you split up on amicable terms, then you can just message them and say, look, it's really hard for me to see your social media right now. I need to do this step because it's necessary for me. It's not in any way malicious. I just need to try and get past this. And if they're a good person, they're going to understand that. If they don't understand it, balls to them. Who cares? If they fly off the handle and they don't like it, stuff them. This is your journey, and this is you getting over it. This is you taking the necessary steps to move past it. It's not their journey. So just remember that. I would say normally no contact should be first. But like I said, the reason I haven't put it first is because of the readiness you feel. Also, if you watched my last video, you would have seen that I added a random plant to my video just to make the background better. And the plant's got a friend. I don't know what to call them. Oh, I'm going to call them Frank and Harry. If you watched my last video, you'll understand. But I'm going off again, so let's get back to it. So step 3. Step 3 is don't dwell. And what I mean by this is, so you've gone through step 1. And guys, I know that you're not going to go through these steps rigidly. You know, like you're going to be like, everything's going to be sporadic for a while. You're going to be like, it's going to be like an emotional roller coaster. The only reason I put them in steps is for reference when you are in this stage. Do you know what I mean? So step 3 is don't dwell. So if you have felt it and you are an emotional wreck, which is natural, God, when I tell you I was in work just randomly crying. I was on one. So I understand completely. But if you've been through that stage, you've done no contact, you know, it's time now to push yourself just a little bit. My advice to you is don't push yourself too much, because when you do, you'll just close back up and you'll start at step 1 again. So definitely push yourself a little bit, baby steps, but don't like go wild and just start dating crazy amounts of guys and stuff like that. I would suggest picking up a new hobby, or if you had a hobby during the relationship that sort of took a back seat while you were together. Just a side note with that as well. If you have a hobby and you lose that motivation to continue that hobby while you're with someone, it's not the right relationship for you. A relationship should encourage you to be whoever you were before it. Do you know what I mean? So any hobbies you had should still be there. So if the relationship took that away, then you're not growing with that person. You're sort of going backwards. Just wanted to add that. But I know that this person was your whole life. I know. And some breakups are messy and some are amicable, but they still hurt. Whatever circumstances there are, it still hurts. So you are going to feel sad some days, happy some days, angry. It's all part of the process. But when you get to this phase where you are actually having happy moments or happy days, try and really harness that energy and push yourself to do something on the day you feel happy. So if you haven't left the house in a while, go out and treat yourself. Maybe you've got anxiety and you can't do things like taking yourself for food or, you know, taking yourself shopping on your own, and that's fine. I would definitely suggest working on that. But send yourself flowers, you know, or just go out and sign up to a new hobby. Climate we're in right now with the coronavirus, it's very hard to do this, but there are opportunities to still join things. You can join things online. You know, I got into meditation and mindfulness when I split up with my ex, and that helped me no end. I can't suggest meditation enough. Like, it taps into your inner and higher self. Do you know what I mean? And it really is healing. So if you don't do that, try meditation. But there are so many things depending on what you enjoy doing that you can do. Go and see your friends. Go and see your family. Your family and friends are the backbone. They are the ones that are going to be there no matter what. They are the ones that are going to help you through everything. So go and see them, because even though you might not feel like it and you sat at home and you don't want to leave, you might feel a bit happy that day, but you're scared to go back out. You know, also, when you break up with someone, there's a sense of failure, which I don't feel should be there. You should never feel like you failed because you split up with someone. And also, if your friends are in relationships and you're not, that's still not a failure. I think we still live in the notion that being with someone is a be-all and end-all, and it's not. Do you know what the be-all and end-all is? Self-love. That is the be-all and end-all, and I cannot stress that enough. You should work on loving yourself. There's nothing better than that. And then, you know, when you meet someone new, you will, I know as well, you're in that mindset of this person was my one, you know, they were my soulmate. There are 7 to 7.5 billion people on this earth. That one person that you have on this pedestal is not the one. We have many soulmates, and you're not with them anymore. So they're not your soulmate. As harsh as that sounds, if you're not with them anymore, it was not meant to be. And your world will open up to much better things when you allow yourself to see that. I just think that we do put these people on such a high pedestal, and when we break up, we tend to look back on the good memories, right? We don't look at the bad, we look at the good. and you forget all of the bad, crazy stuff that went down, and you just idolize this person again. All the pain that you felt, all of the arguments, the sleepless nights. You might have had a great relationship, but there was still something missing, you know, because you're not together anymore. You forget all of that and you start, naturally, our mind and our heart will go to the good times. But really try, even if you need to write it down, write down why you think the relationship failed and what they did to hurt you and upset you, and try and focus on those points and try not to take your mind back to the good times. When you're over it, in time, you can look back in fondness, and you should never be vengeful or want to seek revenge, because then that is damaging your aura and your soul and your mind. The best revenge you can have is to be happy and genuinely happy and move on and level up. I'm going to come to leveling up next, but just try not to sit on it for too long. Don't lock yourself away for too long. The world is far too beautiful and people love you far too much for you to do that. Yeah. So don't dwell on it too long. Feel what you need to feel. If some days you have a really bad day, you are fully entitled to stay at home and put on Walsh-Jones or a sad film or whatever and just feel it. But don't let that become weeks again. You've already been through that step. You don't need to revisit that again. So my fourth step is level up. Level the F up. When I say this, I mean just pick yourself up from the ashes. When I went through my breakup, it's weird for me because I've always been really strong-willed and independent, but it was a very bad relationship, very, very toxic. And we were together for 4 years and we lived together, but it was super, super hard to be in that relationship. But I became dependent on him. But it's only because of the situation I was in and what had been done mentally to me. I became dependent. So during that period, I was doing a uni degree and I was told that the uni degree meant nothing, you know, and I really let all of this sink in. I wasn't driving. I wasn't really doing an awful lot. I was at home, in our home, keeping it clean, you know, cooking and stuff and doing my essays whilst crying most of the time with a bottle of wine because we'd argued or split up for the billionth time. It was a really bad relationship. But afterwards, you know, I'd gone through the feeling it, no contact, not dwelling, and I thought to myself, you know what? This person is not the be-all and end-all. Like, I started to really see everything for what it was, and it took me a while, but I'm glad I did, because then I passed my driving test. I graduated from uni when I was on the brink of leaving because we'd split up during my 3rd year and I had to move out of our home, you know, and I had an essay due I think the next day. So yeah, it was hard. But I just thought, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to get my license, I'm going to get a job that I love, and I did all of those things. And it is the best feeling. It is the best feeling in the world. Because you've done something for yourself. Listen to me. You are the most important person. And get out of the frame of mind that you've lost something. They've lost you because you are a boss. Whether you're a guy or a woman, you are amazing. And they fail to see that you are amazing. So stop this thought process that they are a diamond and you've lost them and you're never going to get one back. Or no. Honestly, I went through the same. I thought I'd lost out. How can that person not love me anymore? Like, don't be like that. Don't be that person. You're fantastic and you have so much to offer. I think definitely you need to tap into the mindset that it's mind over matter. Really train your brain to understand your importance and your significance in this world and what you can do for yourself and others that is going to make you feel better. When I was going through it, I definitely thrived off people coming to me for advice, because me giving them advice on things, even though I was suffering, was healing. And it also helped me gain perspective on things and understanding. So level up and just remember who the hell you are and what you stand for. And forget them. You haven't lost them, they've lost you. Just keep that in your head. They have lost you. I cannot stress that enough. I've had the girls come to me ages after my breakup. I've had friends come to me and they've said things like, oh, he loves this other girl now, or she loves this other guy or girl, whatever the situation may be. So what? So what? Do you know what? I look at this new girl that he's with now and I feel some sort of pity for her because I'm out of it. And do you know what though? I'm indifferent now. I think I felt pity for her when they was first going on because I know what I went through. And, leopards don't change their spots. But perhaps it's different with them. I don't know. I don't care. But I'm indifferent now. And that is when you know you've achieved getting over your ex properly. It's when you are indifferent. You don't hate them. You don't love them. You just don't care. This person's a stranger to you now. Their life is insignificant. So just try and work on that and don't do what we all tend to do when we try and get revenge. I did it and I looked mental. I've just learned from my mistakes. I wish I could go back and change it, but it was a step I needed to take in order to grow and to learn, which I will never do again. Now I'm so good at accepting and just leaving, I don't really, if you watch my last video, I don't date romantically anymore or date at all because I'm on my own journey right now. But I tried to get revenge and it did not go down well, obviously. Like I said earlier, the best revenge you can get is being genuinely happy. Because when an ex sees you genuinely happy without them, they panic because they're like, oh my gosh, this person doesn't need me anymore. I was the one that made them happy. How are they happy without me? Their ego kicks in. So that is my advice. And lastly, step 5 is happiness. And this sort of ties in with leveling up. When you level up, when you've hit the stage where, you're still sad, you're still going to be a little bit sad, and feelings will linger for a while, depending on how long you're with a person. Another side note to this is, it doesn't matter how long you were with someone. If it was substantial to you, then you have every damn right to feel it. I know that people have been in really short relationships and their friends and family will, and it's not malicious from your friends and family, it's definitely not. They try and pump you with loads of advice, but they can say things like, oh, well, you weren't together that long, or, was it even love? Stuff like that. They're trying to get you to realise, but they're doing it in the wrong way. Because then all that does is, while you're suffering, it makes you question why you're suffering and you feel guilty for being upset over something. But it doesn't matter if you were with someone a month, whatever you felt for that person was real. So you are entitled to feel it. Don't let anybody tell you any different, please. But happiness is coming with, it's going to come with leveling up. You've reinvented yourself almost. I don't quite know how to put this because yes, you should always be reinventing yourself and always self-reflecting and always, on the journey of bettering yourself. But that's not because you weren't good enough before. That's not because you weren't enough. You are enough. You were enough. The bettering yourself and reinventing yourself is for you. It's all for you, not for anybody else. Not so you can be better in another relationship. Nothing like that. I mean, there's different circumstances. If you were a bad person in a relationship, if you cheated, if you lied, anything like that, then yes, you should reinvent yourself. And yes, you were a bad person in that relationship. But not all is lost. You can swear not to do that again. I mean, some people are repeat offenders. This video isn't really for you. Like, if you go around terrorising other people in relationships and things like that and hurting them, then you really need to look inward and do the necessary work to find out why you do that to people. I always think there's a reason for things. Never excuses, but reasons. But just be happy. Just enjoy life again. This was a moment in your life. You know, it was significant to you, but you have years to go. Years and years and years. Depending on who I'm speaking to, even if you're mature or you're elderly, you still have time. So much time. And, you know, there's pages in your book that haven't even been written yet, and you have the power to write them. Don't think the happiness comes from meeting someone else. Again, Natasha made this mistake. I rebounded like crazy after my relationship. And again, I looked mental because I just ended up in worse situations than my previous relationship, because when you're rebounding and you want to prove to someone that, look at me, I'm moving on, you ignore all of the red flags that are showing up in this new person, in this rebound. And anybody that's going to get with you so soon after a breakup as well is questionable, because I wouldn't want to date someone or get in a relationship with someone that is literally just split up with their ex, because you know they're still going to be in that state of mind. They're a questionable character if they get with you knowing you've just split up, like you've just split up with someone. Yeah, so just do not rebound, because you need to start building your own intuition up. And that comes with being on your own and sensing, like, you know, danger or red flags. When I tell you, I ignored all of the red flags. And the next guy I met straight after my ex was, I don't want to use this term because I know people may come for me, but he was just on another level insane. Like, I don't mean any offense by that when I say that, you know, I'm not talking, there's people suffering with actual, you know, medical problems. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is he was just, I definitely think there was something there with him that's been undiagnosed. And if there is, then that's sad and he needs help. But he was just, yeah, on another level. But that wasn't his fault. That was my fault, because I jumped headfirst into that to try and get rid of my ex. And I did all of the wrong things. So this video is just me telling you not to do what I did. Don't rebound. That's not going to fix anything. In fact, that's going to make you feel a billion times worse, because you're missing that person. You're not trying to find the next person. Does that make sense? It's just, when you've been with someone, it's very weird. Somebody else hugging you, touching you, saying they have feelings for you. It's just all very strange. So definitely do not rebound. But this is it for my video. I hope this has helped at least someone. Just remember how extraordinary you are and that you're going to be fine. I promise. I can promise you that you are going to be fine. Use your mind. It is such an amazing tool if you access it properly. Just use it to push yourself, to drive yourself, to know your worth, and to really know that you are just amazing, and you are going to find someone that's going to see that. But first of all, you need to see that. And I don't want anybody saying they can't, because you can. Anybody comes to me and says I can't, I'm like, you can. Yes, you can. You can do it. I promise. But yeah, that's it from me. I've talked enough. Please like, comment and subscribe. If this helped anyone, that would make my day. Because again, I know how hard it is. I'm going to go now because I'm just going to keep on rambling. But hopefully see you in my next video. Bye guys.